Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video. I have missed my process videos so much lately because I'd been making cards recently. So thank you everyone for hanging in there as I made some cards. I know that's not why you watch me, but I figured I was making them, so I might as well record them and at least you to have something instead of nothing. But I am definitely super happy being back doing scrapbook layouts because that's what I enjoy. So for this page, I am scraplifting Christina from the Secret Kit Club. She was giving us a couple go-to designs we could use to create different layouts, especially using like scraps and smaller paper pads and stuff. So that makes me really excited because you guys know I have a bunch of 6x6 paper pads. I really like using them as layers, but sometimes they're really frustrating to use just because they're not big enough to really help you out too much on a big 12x12 scale. And this is a design using just 6x6 paper pads, or if you just had a box of scraps you needed to go through to create a really cool design. So I saw her page. I tried to find a picture of it to show you guys in the beginning, but I could not find just a picture of the layout. But she used Heidi Swap's Wolf Pack. You guys know I'm obsessed with that collection. I love it. It's my favorite collection. I would say of all time, but I don't know if I should say that, but it's definitely one of my favorites. So I saw her create her version of this layout with Wolfpack, and immediately I was like, I want to do this too with Wolfpack. So I pulled out my scraps. I still have a few scraps from this collection from when I used it for How to Kill a Kit with Style. But I thought it was such a great design to try and get through some of what I have left. And while I was pulling out my 6x6 pad of Wolfpack, it was sitting right next to Pink Paisley's Moonstruck, which again was one of my favorite collections of all time. And I've had the 6x6 paper pad with not too much left in it, but I thought it would be cool if I could pull in a paper or two from the Moonstruck collection into Wolfpack, just because Moonstruck is very, it has all the blues and all that too, but it also has these very pretty watercolory like pinks, and I thought it would be really cool to kind of throw that into the bluey greens of Wolfpack. So I thought it would be really fun to use them together, especially because they are both like some of my favorite collections ever, and I just got giddy of the thought of using them together. So I'm pretty much copying what Christina did. You wouldn't have been able to see her process for this unless you're part of the Secret Kit Club. So I don't want to explain too much what I'm doing, although it is kind of self-explanatory, but just because she put that out for us. But I just thought this was such a great way to use scraps, and I had to do it. After I saw her do it, and especially with Wolfpack, I was like, yep, that's a great way to get me back into doing my layouts, is to pull out some Wolfpack. So I'm going to trim up the edges a little bit. I just inked all these little squares with some black ink. And then I'm just going to create some layering behind my photo in the bottom right hand corner. I'm going to try and leave the squares mostly done. I don't think you need to embellish too much in that area, so I'm just going to go ahead and play with my photo here. I'm going to trim this photo down a little bit too, just because it's a little big for the area I have left. But this is a photo from when Billy was like 8 months old, I think. Maybe he's a little older than that, but he was less than a year. And I was sitting, I don't know what I was doing, but I had just noticed him sitting by this workout mat where we have like some of our hand weights, and he had taken his little red toy and set them with all the hand weights, and he was just looking at them, and I was like, oh my gosh, he thinks it's a hand weight, because if you look in this picture, like his toy looks very similar to the other hand weights that are in the on the mat, and I just thought that was hysterical that he felt like he saw the pile of hand weights and was like, I have one of those too, let me put them with the rest of them, and put it with the rest of the hand weights. I just thought it was hysterical, so I had to take a picture. Like, the way his brain works, I don't understand how he came to that conclusion, but I was like, I guess I could see that. I mean, they look really similar, but I just thought it was so funny. So that's what this photo is about. It's just documenting this one little silly moment. So there's not too much I need to say about it, but I do want to do some layering and get some more of these scraps used up. I have a little bit of this Moonstruck paper left over, so I'm trying really hard to find a way to mat my photo with the scrap that I have left. So I'm trying to find ways to cover up the gaps of what I have so I can get that used up. I definitely wanted to pull that pink down into these clusters just because I didn't use a whole lot of this pink up in the squares, so I didn't want it to feel out of place having having it only up at the top. So I thought by that being the first layer that is matted around my photo, it would make it tie in a little more. So now I'm just trying to figure out how to add some layers to cover up the gaps I have left, just because that scrap didn't go all the way around those photos. So I'm pulling in some Wolfpack layers. I'm just going through the scraps I have left pretty much and trying to get them around my photo, but I thought this was just such a cool design, and it was just right up my alley. So I'm going to get these on here once I kind of decide what I want to do. I definitely want to get this wolf print down here. I want to pull in a couple of the prints that are already up in the squares, but this is getting towards the end of my Wolfpack collection, so anything that I think goes, I want to try and get on here if I can. This check pattern also is one of those squares, so I wanted to get that on there, as well as this striped pattern. So I'm trying to figure out a way to layer up these patterns around my photo, and following a couple tricks from Christina that she gave us in our video, or in her video she did for us. But I was just so inspired by what she did, and I just love this page so much by the end. Like, you know, when you make pages and you're like, you like it, it's done, like it goes in the book, and then there's sometimes where you just make a page and you just love it so much. Like, that was this page for me, and like, just when the whole process is enjoyable. Like, I haven't had one of those in a minute, probably since I was playing with my One Canoe 2 goldenrod. So I'm really happy that I had another one of these layouts that was just really fun from beginning to end, and I just love the end result. So I forgot, again, per usual, because I've gone away from inking everything on layouts like I used to, so when I try and do it, I always forget. Like, I start out inking everything and then I forget that I was doing that, so I tried to go back just then and ink the layers I already had glued together before I got too far in advance, or too far away from that. In the end, I still think I end up forgetting a couple layers to ink them, but I don't think you can notice too much, so I'm just going to leave it. But again, there's still a couple awkward gaps where that pinky orange moonstruck paper isn't completely around the photo, so again, I'm trying to find out ways to cover up that gap or distract you from it so you don't notice it. So I'm trying to add this leafy pattern below the wolf paper, and then I have this little paw print scrap I'm going to layer over top just to cover that gap completely, and I think after that the gap will be covered and then I can move on. But I wanted to make sure I addressed that, so I didn't finish the page and then realize, oh, that mat doesn't go all the way around and I didn't cover it up. But yeah, just layering all these little scraps. I'm not gutting too much. I mean, there's hardly anything left from this collection, so there's really no point to save what little is left, because at this point I'm just trying to get everything I do have used up. I am really surprised how many more layouts I've gotten out of Wolfpack after having used it for How to Kill a Kit with Style, because I really thought I did an excellent job killing this kit that month that I did use it. So the fact that I've gotten 3-4 more layouts out of it is like really exciting to me. And it helps that I have all this embellishment still to play with too. So now I'm trying to go through my embellishment and figure out my clusters. I think at this point I'm done with my paper layers, but I end up going and adding a little bit more. I thought it would be really cool, considering this is a dark background, to add some cool texture with some white die cuts. So I have these die cuts from Ronnie, and I thought it would be really cool to layer those up as well, kind of following this L design that the other paper layers already started. And I think that looks really cool as well, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. That just adds another dimension, some more texture. And I just love how that white die cut pops off of the background paper. This background paper, by the way, is from Heidi Swap's Pineapple Crush. So that wasn't part of Wolfpack, but I just thought it went really, really well, so I decided I would go ahead and use it for this. And then again, I just felt like I needed more of that moonstruck paper represented, so I decided to take a scrap of what I had left and make a little embellishment for this little cluster. So I did just take a circle punch, and I punched a circle from that, and now I'm trying to figure out some other scraps I can layer up to make a little embellishment cluster down there. But I just wanted to pull that paper and that color into another area of the page. because it is very Wolfpack dominant, which is what I wanted, because that was what I was really inspired by Christina's original to do. But I thought it was so fun just pulling in that one pop of the Moonstruck paper, but I want to make sure it makes sense and it doesn't look out of place. And then I have these this is packaging from the rub-on embellishments that come in this collection, and I saved them from the packaging just because they look like perfectly good ephemera, and I thought it'd be fun to layer up a few of those in the squares, so I just popped 2 of those on 2 of the checkered pattern just so there's a little embellishment up there. And then I have this cut apart of this wolf. I thought that would be really cool coming out from the layers. So I'm going to tuck that in next to the photo. And again, I just think that's a really cool extra layer, and it just ties those wolves in everywhere. And now I'm trying to get this little embellishment piece together. So I just used a scallop circle punch with one of the constellation papers just to pull that blue in next to the orange. And now I'm taking another scrap of that, and I'll end up die cutting a heart from that same constellation paper to layer over the circle just to create that little embellishment. But I wanted to get the wolf die cut or fussy cut down, and I like that. There is the heart I'm about to die cut. My little handy dandy diamond press. That thing is truckin'. I mean, that's a really good tabletop die cutting machine. I'll tell you, I've used it for a good couple years now. It just keeps on going. So there's that. I'm gonna get all that glued together, but I think that's a cute little way. I love making little handmade embellishments from the scraps of the papers you're using just to help tie everything together. I think that was really important on this page since I used 2 collections that I feel like go together but also are very different. So there's that, but I think that's going to go next to the photo there. I have this little acetate piece that says Explore that I'm thinking about having coming out from that section as well. But first I'm going to go ahead and glue all of this down so it's secure, because I know it's going to go down in that corner, and I think all of my big layers are done, so I think I can glue all this stuff down. But yeah, I had so much fun making this. And I still have scraps of both these collections left, but I don't know if I'll get another page out of them or not. But I did start adding little pops of metallics in the acetate Explore and this little star that I added. Both have silver on it, and I just felt like I wanted to pull that silver in a little more, so I just added a couple staples down by that heart. And I do go back and add them at the top left corner of the page as well, just so that hardware and that metallic pop is somewhere else as well. But yeah, I just felt like I needed more silver on here, and you can see I already pulled in those Freckled Fawn silver tile stickers, so I'm thinking I'll use those as my title to help pull more silver in as well. But I took another scrap and made a little banner. I just thought that was a good pattern paper to go with this collection, so why not include it? So I just added another layer down there with that. And now I'm just playing around with some ephemera, it looks like. I really wanted to get one of these puffy stickers on here, but I couldn't make it work. I don't know. I love those puffy stickers. I love them so much, but I've had such a hard time trying to actually get them on pages. So I ended up not using any puffy stickers. I'm going to go in with my title. I'm just going to call it Smart Boy, and then I'll do a little bit of journaling explaining what this photo is. It's pretty self-explanatory though if you look at it, but I just wanted another little pop of silver. Again, I just didn't feel like there's enough silver on this page. So I think the tiles helped. So I have that little pop of silver there. And then I think we're almost done. I'm going to do my journaling. It just says Billy put his toy with the weights because they look similar, and I did a little heart. And then I'm going to go live in a minute because in the middle of making this process video I got some happy mail, and one of the things that came in my happy mail I thought was the perfect finishing touch for this page, so I'll end up just showing you what I got here in a minute. Hey guys, so I thought I was done with this page. I really like it so far, but I was looking at it and really wanting some more pops of silver. So you can see I already have a couple silver acrylic embellishments, a couple staples I threw in there just to emphasize the metallic, but I really wanted something more, and I just so happened to have gotten some happy mail. So I have a couple goodies here I wanted to show you really quick, and I think one of them will be a really perfect finishing touch for this page. I was approached by the In Love Art Shop to be one of their affiliate partners, and so they let me kind of go through their store and pick out a couple things that I wanted to try and show you guys. So I just got a couple things. So I wanted to show you, but this is what I think is just gonna be like the perfect finishing touch for this page. So I thought they were gonna be kind of like these. I got these from Redefine Creative, these little water droplet plastic embellishments. And I thought they were gonna be kind of like that, but in an enamel dot form that already had adhesive on it. But they look more silvery. Like I think, here, let me just take them out and see, because I'm not sure. I thought they were gonna be completely clear, but it looks like it's resin over a silver base. So I think that's really cool because it'll add more of a metallic pop with that glossiness. And once I saw it was more silver, I was like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be so perfect on this page. So it does look water droplet-y, but you can't see completely through it. So I was gonna add these to these pages, but I just wanted to show you guys because I got this Happy Meal really quick. Got these really cute stamps. I thought those would be fun to use. It has some really cute hearts and arrows on it. I also got this stencil, so I'm hoping I can do a little bit of mixed media with that. This feather dry embossing folder. So I haven't dry embossed with a folder in a minute, but I thought this feather pattern would be a really good product to try because I was thinking I could dry emboss and use that as a layer, but I could also fussy cut the dry embossed feathers to kind of get a dimensional embellishment. So I'm really excited to try that too, especially because there's feathers in this pack as well. So I thought those kind of would go really well. And then this I thought was just a pack of 6x6 vellum, but it kind of looks like there's paper in here too. So I wanted to open that really quick. Yeah, so there's vellum. Oh, so there's, okay, so cool. You get vellum and you get the paper. So I just wanted to show you guys really quick what I got from their store. I have affiliate links for all of this stuff in the description if you want to check them out. But they have a wide variety of products. And I was just really excited because I just got my Happy Mail. I just got it in the mail as I was making this page and thought, you know what? This is perfect for this page. So I'm going to add them on and then, yeah, I think we'll be done. Yeah, so I just thought those were so cool, and I put them on here. As soon as I put them on the page, I was like, yes, perfect. They are just like the perfect thing. So I was so excited when I saw those. I'm just gonna make 2 little clusters of 3. I thought there were only 3 sizes, like on most enamel dots, like large, medium, small. But there actually are 4 sizes, so you get an extra small dot too, which I thought was really perfect. So I added one of the teeny tiny ones on the little heart, and then I decided I would add a couple of the small ones on these 2 little sentiments that are up in the squares, and then one up by the staples, just so that bling and that sparkle and dimension is pulled somewhere else as well. But I just thought that was a perfect finishing touch. So it was so great. So here are the close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I will link all the products you just saw for In Love Art Shop down below, as well as my affiliate link if you want to check them out. But I will see you guys in the next one. I'm so glad I'm back doing process videos for layouts, and I have a lot planned. So thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.